Marquez from third, the perfect start also for Dovizioso, who launches it up the hill, but surely it'll be Marquez.
He's in fourth.
Yeah, that's a good start from Vinales when you consider what his starts are normally like. That's the transformation first lap for him, based on what's happened so far. The Ducatis then follow, then it's Alex Rins. Now coming into the stadium complex, Marquez like...
Moto GP's Andrea Dovizioso, and the Ducati is hailed, famed for its braking stability. Alex Rins is going to have to work seriously hard to make that move on Andrea Dovizioso.
New red of him. Well, that bodes really well for Maverick Vinales, who's normally slowest at the start of races. He is brilliant towards the end. If he can stay in contention, he could...
Fast corners, high corner speed, lots of lean angle. That's where the Yamaha normally slows strong. Now then, Alex Rins has got good pace going, as you'd expect.
Morbidelli went out, he's doing a brilliant job in second.
Well, Jorge Lorenzo told us this would be the race that judge him on the Repsol Honda. Time to stand up and be counted. Well, at the moment, he's being beaten. Alex Rins, he's made that move. He looked at that a couple of laps ago. That was almost a dress rehearsal, but look at that. He got up the inside of Dovizioso in the Lorenzo corner, but the
got there into the Dani Pedrosa corner.
He got sucked in a little bit hot there, didn't he? Lost a few bike lengths on Franco Morbidelli.
Conditions, the Yamaha standing strong at the moment. Of course, it's traditionally the end of races where they run into trouble.
That was tight. Cal Crutchlow almost tagged the back of Danilo. 3 successive podiums in Moto 3 and Moto 2. Well, he won't be adding to that collection today. Turn 2, the Michelin corner, tricky downhill right-handers caught Morbidelli. He's never kept this kind of company before in Moto GP.
Long way left though, 18 laps to go here in Jerez. Alex Rins.
Is the medium not hard enough for Jorge Lorenzo in these hotter conditions? He just has not got going at all, Lorenzo. He's finally in the 138s. 130's down a little bit wide, and that's dropped him back out of the podium battle early on. Crutchlow just can't find a way through to unlocking the door to force through Ferraro, Vinales and Rins, 38.3s. Valentino Rossi, actually, he's clicked into top gear now as well, because he's just done his fastest lap of the race. Rossi's race.
The gap, 0.8 of a second across the line for the world champion.
There is Bagnaia. His day is over and pretty disappointing.
Morbidelli.
Well, there's a long, long way to go here in this Spanish Grand Prix. Still plenty of time for those Yamahas to hit their age-old woes. Tie the key lap of this race. A 38.4 came in for Marquez. Morbidelli and Quartararo just couldn't retaliate. They both dropped into the 39s for the very... Quartararo now up in a second place.
Marquez, while this has all been happening, has now built a 2-second lead. Say one of the surprises of this race so far for me, Matt, is Dovizioso. I was convinced he had the pace to run with Marquez here today, and at the moment in 6th, he's not really making any forward.
So formidable, so strong.
Here comes another move from Alex Rins, not enough room there, and Franco Morbidelli's running into quite a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, Quartararo's gapped him.
1.9 again, so Mark has already responded. There is Morbidelli in 3rd, but for how much longer? Rins and Maverick Vinales look a lot quicker than him right now. Behind those...
Physically after the races, because he said, I am literally putting my life on the line, trying to race that Ducati, but it's almost like a mission impossible at times.
Well, it certainly seemed that
away from that chasing back. Quartararo now is in a really comfortable 2nd place. He's 1.3 seconds ahead of Franco Morbidelli.
Actually does change the dynamics of the championship quite considerably.
That is an uppercut of anti-Joshua cautions on the chin of Fabio Quartararo. That
he can't change up. He can't change gear. It's jammed in 3rd.
Really, mate.
The gearbox is jammed.
Cal Crutchlow nearly lose the front end. Miller almost on the floor there, but look at that on the screens. Marquez, lap 15 of 25. He's the Yamaha Motor Racing's manager. His priority is the factory team, but to have seen Fabio Quartararo denied a first podium finish in those kind of circumstances.
The young fella. Guys, while I have you online, I have the Michelin guys with me, Piero Taramasso, because, guys, when I was coming, there's more chance of crashing in this time, the last 10 laps.
No, it's just they may be slowed down a couple of tenths, but there is no problem to crash.
Thank you, Piero.
Thanks to Piero.
Aleix Espargaro 12th, then Stefan Bradl, and 4 seconds behind Stefan Bradl. Absolutely nowhere. It's a good job this man is holding up the honour for HI. Sick to the back teeth of this view. He's had this view pretty much for the whole up the charge for the top 6, because with Franco Morbidelli struggling.
Then it's the 2 Ducatis of Dovizioso and Petrucci. Yamaha's day could get worse still as yet.
Yeah, I was going to say Vinales is going to have a big job on his hands holding off the 2, hitting for 2 points against that package. Just unbelievable. Now has Rossi finally made a move stick on Jack Miller. He's up the inside of him at turn 6 for dropping the bubbly here today.
Alex Rins in a bit of a lonely second place here right now. He's got almost 2 seconds over Maverick Vinales there in third. And Maverick
fought a good fight, Franco Morbidelli, but he's dropping back through the pack now. Rossi has indeed then gone through. The master and the apprentice locking horns.
He actually said yesterday, I've got decent pace, you know.
Well, he has, Steve. Last lap, a 38.372. That was a smidgen slower than Dovizioso versus Vinales in that battle for third. Pretty intriguing battle it is as well. Dovizioso seems to recall it being only the 4th time actually in his career that Mark, because the Bologna brigade behind him are ganging up on him.
Well, all 3 of those guys battling for third are looking for their maiden Jerez podium. He'll be locked on points with Marc Marquez,
exactly.
And Rins will be 1 down on them going into France. And Mir's gone down. What a shame for Joan Mir.
Well, just about so tough start to his rookie campaign on the factory Suzuki for Joan Mir. No doubt about it.
Decided there's no point trying to close that down. All I've got to do is stay ahead of these.
So we've got 3 laps to go here. Marc Marquez in the comfort zone. He's back down to a mid-138 now, 3.8 seconds clear of Alex Rins.
Gami's on for his 4th consecutive top 10 finish here. So many riders are paying for a bad Saturday. It's unbelievable, Jack Miller being one of them.
Back in August, it's a familiar sight now to see that number 42 right at the sharp end in Moto GP.
Marc Marquez set with somebody else. Has there been contact with Aleix Espargaro?
Well, we're about to find out.
It's at the last turn.
At the end of this 4th round in 2019, it's Vinales versus Andrea Dovizioso. Andrea Dovizioso desperately wants to try and get kicking himself even more now for that mistake in Austin, because he could have easily won 3 races on the spin here now and been absolutely demolishing the field. He was almost victorious in Qatar.
On Maverick Vinales, not here. It looks like, Matt, it's going to have to be down to the last corner.
Yeah, no real obvious overtaking opportunities now for Andrea Dovizioso. Close enough, and Andrea Dovizioso, Steve, not really famous for last corner lunges.
No, not at all. Checkered flag is out. A momentous victory for number 93. Alex Rins with another podium in 2nd, and Vinales returns to the podium for the
2nd win in a row now for Marc Marquez here in Jerez, and he continues. In fact, it was an all-Spanish podium at the Spanish Grand Prix.
Winner coming through from 9th to take 2nd.
Last all-Spanish 1, 2, 3 was in that DNF gone, and he's leading the championship.
Well, quite often.
And Nomura-san, the Rossi made more of a fist of it than Jorge Lorenzo, who really did have. When you
see
No, he can't
Miller.
see him. He won't see him until it's too late. And as soon as Aleix did see him, you could see.
Finally, I think we found out a method that it's working really good.
Vinales, Morbidelli on the 2 Yamahas against the 2 factory Ducatis of Dovizioso.
Anyway, I'm really happy. 2nd position here in Jerez de la Frontera.
Yeah, honestly, it was more difficult about mentality than physical. I mean, because after mistake in Austin, it's not easy to arrive here and lead the race from the
thing perfectly. He stands up on pit wall and waves to the grandstand. There's the stand-up wheelie across the line for the world champ. Alex Rins for Marc Marquez and the Repsol Honda team. Repsol Honda representing